Good morning, Facebook. Give me a second to post this video and we'll get started. This energy is kind of crazy. I'm noticing it's affecting different people in different ways, but it's very intense. Just give me one sec. Hang on, sorry. Go ahead and share this video. I'm going to give away 2 shaman sticks, so if you're just logging on, go ahead and share this. I just have one more share. Sorry, my phone's being slow. I had to make sure I reset my iPad so that we didn't get connected, because I could see that electronics are kind of acting up again. Hang on. Alright. So, it's intense energy going on. We're in a lunar storm. And it's just going to kind of pick up intensity as it goes. It's just kind of how it goes. So this energy is actually good for being productive, getting things done, manifesting. That's why a lot of times I see a good friend of mine, she always has like court things going on in sync with the lunar cycles. So a lot of people will get pulled into the third dimension or the lower densities to take care of things, wrap up what you need to wrap up. You're kind of getting pulled there. So this energy is really good for getting things done, manifesting things, working, etc. Let's see, we have some news. Go ahead and comment for a card now if you're going to want one. We had a West Virginia school is having a legal battle involving a kindergarten student and being taught the Bible. The child's mother says the Bible in the school program is unconstitutional because it endorses one religion over another and violates the consciousness of non-religious students and parents. The school said back the child was actually, the Bible was being taught in the 1st grade and that the child was in kindergarten, so they didn't really have a standing to sue. People are suspending their marketing campaigns on Google's YouTube site. Their ads have been showing up in videos promoting terrorism. Now there's a big Google boycott going on. I saw AT&T pulled out its endorsements along with a few other major companies. So you're seeing huge things kind of shift with YouTube and Google. We have a crisis of fear in DC over missing young people. This is an epidemic. There was a very public rally over this because it's getting very little public attention. We're really seeing an epidemic of missing young people, and it doesn't matter what race these people are. It's affecting people of all races and demographics. So we're really seeing this happen on a large scale. That makes sense with Pizzagate and everything in DC. Student wins science fair with a new GMO detection device. This is one of my favorites. I loved it. We have a Category 4 storm, Debbie. It really just hit Australia Tuesday morning, but we had 30,000 people who were forced to evacuate and 20,000 people were without power. So you're still seeing extreme weather everywhere. We got hammered by hail in parts of Texas and Oklahoma, as well as southern states. This caused lots of destruction. This was baseball-sized hail. There were also 2 tornadoes, and the last hailstorm Texas had cost them $1.2 million. So right now, 200,000 people were left without power, and it just does so much damage, like to cars and everything. All the windshields broke in their cars, and it's a very high price tag for this kind of extreme weather. We have tens of thousands of dead fish floating in a lagoon in Argentina. We had thousands of dead fish found in Peru after heavy rains deplete oxygen levels. It's only March, but heat waves have begun to hit India with records equaling 43 degrees Celsius. This is 110 degree Fahrenheit temperatures, and it's a scary preview of how torturous 2017 will become. We have the avian flu pandemic update. Taiwan, the United States, and Japan cull nearly 1.5 million birds as a pandemic gains strength. This is a really good time to avoid eating any kind of bird meat anyway. Probably your tastes are going to change anyway with Ascension, and your body's just not going to like the same foods. You're just going to change what you're eating naturally on your own anyway. So eventually the goal is that you won't want to eat these kind of denser foods with no vibration. You're going to want lighter foods just for your energy. But it is said that meat will be the last epidemic, and I really believe that. An asteroid has been has been in Jupiter's orbit, which has been traveling against celestial traffic. This fifth planet from the sun, Jupiter, is the largest in the solar system, 2.5 times as massive as all the other planets combined, and the giant gas giant shares an orbit around the sun with numerous asteroids, one of which journey around the solar system is in reverse, traveling in the opposite direction of Jupiter and all the other planets, named asteroid 2015 BZ509. It's the first object ever discovered by scientists to travel backwards while in orbit, and researchers have determined it's been doing that for approximately 1 million years. Oh, Trump's wall. Sorry. I just put a nice post about how he just changed some laws regarding wildlife stuff too. Trump's wall would divide at least 700 Americans living in that area. The residents say that it isn't needed and the money will be better spent on border patrol. Okay, let me break it down for you. So if you're an American that is living in America right now, on the proposed side of the wall, it's going to be in Mexico. So what would that do to your property value? Your house just went down half the market value. You're trapped on the Mexican side of the wall and you're no longer an American resident. So there's really kind of crazy things already, but I haven't got to the best part. All of this proposed land is on tribal lands. It is on protected tribal land that is not owned by the United States government. So they're now proposing another disastrous thing, kind of like the DAPL, which we just saw play out. They're now proposing to take more tribal land that does not belong to them to construct a wall to divide Americans. So I'm just going to say, I can foresee a lot of problems with this wall. Not to mention, it's actually not even possible to build the wall. So even if they were to displace all of those people on these tribal lands, it's not actually possible because of the landscape. I saw the plain view of it, and it's pretty much a canyon anyway. So they're pretty much selling people on these dreams. Just, I look at it as like siphoning more taxpayer dollars. That's how I look at it. It's not even possible. It's just selling a dream, so people will pay for it. Alright, I'm going to do cards. I actually brought the past life cards because everyone always asks me. Good morning, by the way. I want to say, because I just saw a post, and I know that there's a lot going on about Reiki and energy healing, and is it effective, and is it real, and stuff like that. So real quick, I just want to say I was really sick like 2 days ago. I mean, I almost died. I was throwing up for like 6 hours, just really bad. And do you think that I would go to a doctor? Do you think that I would call a doctor if I got sick? No. Let me tell you what I did. My twin flame healed me, but I put a post up and I'm around amazing healers, okay? I have them around the most gifted people in the universe right now. So I put a post up, and within less than an hour, I was already feeling better and healed, okay? I also saw someone else sick at the same time as me, because these moon energies are brutal. There were a lot of people sick. I see miraculous things every day with healing. I'm not the healer. I'm just an open channel, and I'm kind of like a conduit for this energy. It's not me healing these people. You have to understand that. This is a universal life force energy. Some people refer to it as God or source energy, and it's really miraculous. It's healing me every day in a really deep way, in conjunction with changing my diet and stopping pharmaceuticals. It's healing me in a deep way. I like to look at healing as multifaceted, where most people want to just go to the doctor and get a pill. But a lot of the times we have to change what we're doing. That's why we're sick. That's why it's spiritual healing. Sometimes we get sick, and it's a way of our soul letting us know you're not on the right path. You have to change something. You're just not on your path. When we are on our path, we see signs and magic everywhere. I see synchronicities and magic every day in my daily life. It's become so much more magical. I have to say that if I didn't believe in magic, would I see it? Probably not. I would probably be in that limited reality. So I have to have an open mind and be open to magic. But I'm going to tell you, this energy that I'm working with is conscious, it is aware, and it is able to communicate with me. It's basically intelligent infinity. That's what it's called. So would it not make sense that if this energy runs through all of us, and is the connecting force, it is the order out of chaos that kind of keeps us all together. Otherwise it would be complete chaos. It's the order among us. Would it not make sense that this energy could be directed anywhere on the planet and it wouldn't be limited or confined by kind of the third dimensional rules. That's the amazing thing. I've known that forever. I'm very empathic, and when I connect with the people that I love, I'm able to tell if they're in trouble or if they need me without communicating or without a phone or anything. I'm just tuned in. I can feel it. So I can definitely tell that this energy is really amazing, and it doesn't really matter where you are. It can be directed anywhere. So there's a lot of people that say Reiki doesn't work. I hear that mostly coming from healers who have started in Reiki, transcended it, and then they just kind of rewrote it and just changed names around. But I'm seeing the same kind of practices. So I will say it has to do with your vibration if you're going to be an effective Reiki healer. I always say that. It's something that I am teaching everyone around me. It's not limited to students or whatever. I'm trying to teach people that if you can raise your vibration, if you can control your vibration, that it doesn't matter what you're doing, what role you're in, you can see miracles and miraculous things, not just with healing in your everyday life. This is applicable to everyone. So I'm just really working at raising my vibration. It didn't get low overnight, and I'm not able to just raise it back up as high as I would like to overnight. We got to this state of a low vibration very slowly. We broke down our bodies slowly. We weren't very nice to ourselves. You know, we just got to this point. It took a while to get here, and it's going to take a little while to reverse it. A lot of times with this healing work, it can take patience. But I'm patient. I see good things happening for humanity. I'm really patient. But I know that everyone is going to be disillusioned. Everyone that doesn't believe in magic right now, everyone who doesn't believe in this spiritual stuff is going to become very disillusioned, and their world is going to have to be shaken again to wake them up fully. So I see it slowly happening as more and more information is leaking out into the mainstream. It's going to become harder to ignore. We're seeing just crazy things just being exposed everywhere. And that really has to happen to wake up this last batch of people. There are people clinging on to this reality where they literally will fight for these systems. They would die for these systems, and they are trying to protect them. And they don't even really know what they're doing. They've just been so conditioned, and they're hanging on. And the amazing thing is that so many people are awake that we're starting to affect people, that just when I go to the supermarket and if someone's standing in an aisle next to me, on a cellular level, I'm doing something energetically to them, just being around me. The awake people are really awakening other people. So all we can really do is keep planting seeds, just be patient. It's going to happen. We're going to kind of create a positive ripple effect. And we were living in negative programming most of our lives. A lot of what we really need at this point is just positivity and positive programming, and just being more encouraging and uplifting to others. We really are all one. We're all very different. I've had much different experiences than maybe you have. So it's made me into a different person. It's just kind of part of the charm of being here. But in all actuality, we come from one source, and we have a lot in common. I just want clean air, water, and food. And I bet most of you would agree with me. That's all you really want. We just want clean air, water, and food, and basically necessities, and to live life and to be able to enjoy and love our families. So humans really have a lot in common. I think it's time that we start to embrace the things that we have in common instead of the differences, because we have to stop letting people divide us. When we're divided, we're easy to conquer. I heard that it would only take 10 pure people praying in this country to save our entire country. 10 people. How many people live in the United States? I have no idea, but 10 people. And I really believe that. It resonates with me. It's in the Bible that if there's a couple righteous people in a city, it'll be saved. I don't know, it resonates with me. It's not going to take all that people think. It's going to take people just really uplifting the vibrations of the planet. That's our job. We're supposed to be planting seeds of love and compassion and uplifting each other. So, I don't know. I see amazing things with Reiki. I believe it was a really fundamental part of my journey. I'm more proud of it to say that I'm a Reiki master than anything I ever did academically in school. I don't even mention that stuff. So for me, it's just amazing. But I guess you have to believe, and that's our job. We're gonna have to wake these people up and make them believe. Because I was the type that had to believe it to see it too. I didn't believe in aliens. I didn't believe in anything. The most closed-minded person you would ever meet. And I had to see all this stuff to believe it. So maybe people just had to see this magic to believe it. And we just had to wake them up. If you feel tired during this moon energy, rest. If it's feeling very intense, drink more liquids. I'm like pounding Powerade now because I was just sick. Electrolytes, yeah. Back to the Powerade, but drink more liquids. This moon energy is very intense. It is purifying you on a deep level. A lot of people are going through purging, physical sickness, etc. Because it's really purifying us on a deep level. This energy is intense. I'm never going to like moon energy. I know for a fact that the moon was brought here from somewhere else. It's an unnatural object. It doesn't even belong here. The energy just doesn't really feel great on my body. I know a lot of people love it. Hey, tomato, tomato. I just like the sun better. So I'm more of a fan of the solar storms. So just ground yourself, hydrate, and stay positive, because our thoughts are always creating our reality, but this moon is amping it up like on steroids. So stay positive so that you can really see positive results later from it. Good morning, Rochelle Sims. I know I'm kind of all over the place. I'm back though. I'm back. I just took like 2 days off. I took 1 day off sick, and then I just decided to take another day off to rest and kind of simulate the moon energies. Me and my twin flame are both in school at this moment. We're channeling and getting ready to instruct a lot of classes. We're going to do a lucid dreaming class, an astrology class, and real cheap, like astrology, lucid dreaming, and I want to do a couple on how to read natal charts, just a few classes we're putting together. He's going to do videos on natural herbs and natural medicine. And he also is a health and wellness instructor, so we're trying to figure out maybe incorporating where he could teach yoga and some kind of health and wellness and just do videos for YouTube. So we're working on some big projects, so I just decided to take some time and rest before I came back. So this energy is brutal. It really is. Even I was getting creamed by this energy. It really is. Just try to stay grounded and drink more liquids. Rochelle Sims. Work on your friendships. This is what we're all doing. Let's work on our personal relationships with everyone. It doesn't mean I have to like everyone and get along with everyone. I'm not going to be around toxic people. I'm really good with feeling vibes. I'm very energy sensitive. I was having this conversation this morning and I could feel attack. Could feel it deeply. So I'm very good with energy. I'm good with telling who I should be around and who I'm not to be around. And how I can tell is I stay away from people that make me feel drained energetically, because I can just really feel it. Stay around people that uplift you, that make you vibrate, that make you happy, that make you laugh, that make you in a better mood, and kind of distance yourself from those kind of negative, draining people that really only care about themselves, and they're always sick and something's always wrong and they just want to drain you. Kind of learn how to discern who you should be around. You're going to be able to tell by your energy level. Certain people, hopefully I'm uplifting you and making you happy and feel good. That's who you want to be around. You want to stay away from the negative kind of people that drain you and bring you down to their vibe. Stay around higher vibe people. Christine Colominer. Sorry, I'm awful with names. Prosperity begins. This is the only prosperity. Now, I believe firmly that you have to master the spiritual and the material world. We're still kind of working on both, right? But you have to master both worlds. You can't just do one or the other. So real prosperity is going to be spiritual liberation. That's the only goal there is here, really. That's the really only thing that you can attain. When you die, all of your material things, they don't come with you. So the only thing that's really real here is spiritual prosperity. So just work on your soul. Work on liberating your soul from this plane. Amy Lynn. Good morning. Have a good day. Look, you're having a baby. No, I'm so mean. Look, you're having a baby. I hope you see this. No, this is a financial abundance card. It's a really good thing. It's like a really good material harvest kind of card. It means abundance. So it could mean a baby, but I don't see that for most people that get it. It's mostly material prosperity, abundance. And imagine that. 2017 is a year of love and abundance for everyone. My comments are going berserk. Hang on. We have a lot of high vibe energy in one place. That's why I would never call a doctor. I would rather just call my Facebook healer friends than a doctor. Because I know it's much more effective than whatever kind of prescription they would want to give me. The only time I ever go to a doctor is if I need IV fluids. Michelle Cooper. power. Literally, just work on taking back your power. How we do that is spiritual purity. I was explaining this morning that being a healer requires a certain level of spiritual purity. It's going to make you much more effective. That is how we take back our power. We give it back to the universe, and then it is returned to us, and it makes us much more powerful. So hand over your will for the divine will, and really just connect with source to take back your power. That's what we're learning. Wait until I wake up all the way. Wait, I just know it. Wait till I fully wake up to who I am and where I'm from, because I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with. I just know that, okay? I just know that when we all really have all of our memories back, and when we truly wake up and remember who we are. I know I say I'm awake, and I really am, but when we wake up all the way, we're going to be powerful. We're going to be a force to be reckoned with, where it's fine. All that darkness, all these armies of people they have helping them. That's what my friend said. They have armies of people fighting for them. It won't matter. That none of it will matter, and we're going to learn how really to use our minds to defeat all this. So I just know it, that we're so powerful. We're still waking up, all of us. Cassie Barnes, good morning. Rejoice in celebration. All of us should be. Everyone that I'm drawing to me is doing amazing, doing so good. It's the people that I have concern for that are not putting in spiritual work. They're not getting interested in spiritual things, because those people will have it a lot harder later if they even make it. Because a lot of people won't be able to raise their vibes that high. So you're doing so good. Connect with Earth more. Get out into nature. I know you just had a baby and it's hard, but when you can, connect with nature more. Try to, even if it's just getting out in your front yard, whatever, just try to get outside more, because we want our vibration to match that of the Earth's, to kind of go and follow the Earth to the new Earth. So try to get out in nature more and connect with nature. We just went, where did we go last weekend? We went on a really long, like 7-mile hike, and then we had like a bonfire at our friend's house. So we were just kind of trying to be outside more because it's warming up. Alita Banos. Foundation Achievements. This is really a twin flame card. They have the little rainbow union and the American dream. And this is what me and my twin flame are doing. We're doing the American dream, as ridiculous as it sounds. Living in end times, right? We're doing the American dream. So this is a beautiful card about spiritual union. So if you're not already in a spiritual union, you're gonna be. Charlie Simmons. No more division. No. Charlie, you were working on your heart chakra. That's why you're in the right place. It's amazing. Drink more water today. At some point, you might want to get a whole chakra opening, but just work on your heart chakra. Work on letting go of past grief, and that is pain caused by separateness. I will tell you that in this journey of healing, I had the most pain to heal over my heart chakra. I had a lot of grief, but it was mostly over separation pain, from being separated and feeling separate, because it's an illusion and it's not real, but it was very real at the time, and it was very painful, and I stored a lot of that pain in my heart chakra. So just work on your heart chakra, work on letting go of past grief and past pain. We've all been through it, but that grief is to open our heart chakra. Alexis Palestino. Oh no, this is just the energy. And you get a love card. This is just the energy. It's really putting everything under a microscope in your life, good and bad. Trust me. It's very hard energy. Me and my twin flame, we used to argue a lot when we would have moon energies. Now we've come into balance. But in the beginning, we did the runner, the chaser, the arguing, the whole thing, to really come into union. So these relationships are not easy at all. They really take a lot of work. But the spiritual work that you're doing right now is also helping someone else. So just keep putting in this spiritual work, because the end goal is love, and you're going to get it. I know, it sounds crazy. It's like, enough already, right? That's what you're meant to do. You're meant to give up. We're meant to give up. I saw a really good post I wanted to find that says, when the light workers are on their knees, you know it's begun. Yeah, that's really how it is. Go ahead, hand it over, pray to God that you give up, because that's what we're meant to do. We get beaten around so much in our lives so that we do just give up. We're just meant to give up, go with the flow. Any kind of suffering is just caused by hanging on and not letting go. Any kind of suffering would just be from holding on too tightly. So let go, hand it over to God, and love is the end result. Tegan DeHart. Awareness. Thank God. with the third eye. This card is for everyone, hopefully. This is exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to draw people to me that are already awake, have their third eyes open, have a good start on their ascension, are already awakened light workers. And that's amazing. I want to just say that we all have to use our intuition so much right now and our own awareness, because if we're being led by outside sources, you can easily be led astray. I know this from my own journey. So now I just rely completely on my own intuition. Instead of going outside of myself for information, I connect and meditate and it becomes silent, and then I can really hear the answers to my questions. Instead of like when I first woke up, I would go read articles online and try to learn that way. Now I'm more into meditating, spending time alone, and then tuning in that way. So just try to use your own intuition more. Those that are following like their leaders, the government, are going to be in trouble later. It's the ones that are using their intuitions that'll be fine. Cara Ballard. Yes, you're a light worker. You have enough light to light up this entire world. You alone. You alone. And by the way, you're the one that's volunteered to come save the planet. So, if you don't save it, no one else will. So, I mean, that's putting pressure on you or anything, but you're supposed to save the world. So, you're going to do that by being a brighter light. Sometimes that light is enough to help pull someone out of darkness. I was in a lot of darkness when I met my twin flame, so much darkness, and his light pulled me out of it. So, I know all about it. Our light is lighting the way for people to find the way out of darkness. So it's very important. Work on cultivating that light and becoming brighter. That's what I'm working at every day. I'm working on real happiness, nirvana happiness, peace, etc. Carolyn Hollins, good morning. Oh man. Well, be careful. Be wary of spiritual services that cost a lot, are overpriced or cost a lot of money. I know I'm real careful talking on these subjects, but it is my belief that real spiritual people aren't going to acquire karma and be trapped here in another life. That real spiritual people are into liberation and helping people free their souls, not trap their souls here. So be wary of spiritual services that have a high price tag. Real spiritual people will do their work at a reasonable exchange, at an even exchange of energy. So just be wary of that. When I see that post, I'm like, okay, well, if you want your purpose, the best way to get it in my world is I would at some point get either a numerology or a birth chart. Probably the birth chart would have more information. It will tell you about your just last life you had. It will tell you your soul mission. It will tell you about your love life, you know, your work life, etc. It will give you a lot of detailed information. Literally, everything's already been written in the stars before we came here. So there's a lot of information to be found there. Even when I was asleep, I learned astrology and was practicing it my entire life. So it can just really give you a lot of answers. But you're very successful. The universe is leading you, so just use your intuition. Because it's kind of like a sword. Sharpen it. Use your intuition, and it's going to lead you where you need to go. So just use your intuition. Birdie Smith. Move on. You are moving on from anyone and anything not serving you, literally. We have to become lighter. That looks like toxic people, bad behaviors. Basically, any type of bad behaviors we came here with, they're slowly being removed. It's kind of a torturous process. But in the end, you're going to be left with only the good qualities. So just really work on moving on from anyone and anything not serving you. Dwayna Shea Jones. Yes, this is for everyone. Rest and rejuvenate. I love it. It's got nature. It's got meditating. This is exactly how I'm going to spend the rest of my day. I'm kind of unplugging. I am here on that note for energy work. If you guys need like a chakra opening or any kind of energy work, you can check out our site. But it's a really good time to go meditate. Get out into nature. It's not very nice here today, but I heard it's nice in a lot of places. If it's sunny, get outside. If there's no chemtrails. Laura McGuire. Harmony. This is the goal. This is the only goal here, love, like ever. So you're going to work on coming more into harmony with yourself. If you're not already, you're going to be in a spiritual union. That's why I'm drawing so many people to me that are getting ready for divine relationships. Not the karmic kind, divine. I'm drawing people with soulmate unions to me, twin flames, etc. Divine unions, not the kind that are torturous. So work on more harmony with yourself to better heal yourself for this relationship. I know. I'm about to pull them out. You read my mind, Jenlyn. I'm very excited for Jenlyn. She just, we just made her a Reiki master, and she's been learning under us for a while now. And it's really amazing to watch, like even to be a part of. It's just amazing to watch everyone around me growing so much in such a quick time. And it's just so amazing. I was saying that really she was a healer long before she came here. Like all I could do was kind of remind her of that. But she was already a healer before she was born. Some people just already are. But it's still amazing to watch and to see everyone growing and learning. Amazing. Jenlyn, I'm going to do your card for the past life. Transportation. You get 2. Transportation. It's weird because one of my earliest memories, I remember being on a train. I actually remembered my past life when I was a child. I remember like an 1800s train scene for a long time when I was a child. I'm going to give you another one. The arts. The arts and trains. See, these cards are kind of tricky. I'm going to keep using them though because I think you guys probably want them. Janine Lowry. This would be, when I do past life cards, this would be a life that you probably are dealing with issues this life now in regard to this. So we come here, we have past lives, and we kind of follow a certain pattern. Like we'll come back and pay off karma from that past life. I know for a fact that I was both of my parents in a past lives, and that I had to come here as a child to pay off that karma. So we kind of deal with these kind of situations that come up over and over. Janine Lowry, you really had issues dealing with a spouse that your past life, so that could carry on and play out in your love life this life, these kind of patterns. So really you might be spending time alone or with another partner this life paying it off. It really depends karmically what's going on there. Fina Banos, you lived on a farm in your past life. I like these ones. They're easy, they're pretty to the point. So I would be interested to see this life if you live in either a rural setting or a city setting. Usually if you live in a farm in a past life, you're going to live in a city setting this life to kind of balance it. Because we really pick all different experiences. Ida Banos. You were an acquirer of wisdom. You were also a Sagittarius. I can see that. They're really into wisdom. Literally, that's what you're here for now, so it's kind of amazing. And guess why you're here now? You're not here to learn wisdom. You already have that wisdom in your DNA from that past life. So you're here now so that you can unlock that wisdom. That's what we're all here for. We already have all the wisdom within us. We're really just kind of tapping into how we can activate it and access it. So you already learned all that wisdom. You don't have to come learn it again this life. You just have to activate your DNA. So I'm sure that when you do go completely from the 2-strand to 12-strand system and then above, literally you're going to access all that knowledge, and it's going to be amazing. So I really know for a fact that we have all of the knowledge of the Anunnaki in our DNA too. Charlie Simmons. Ships. You obviously were a sailor of some type, and we're into ships. I also love hearing on a personal level how these things relate to this life. Maria Culp, unrequited love. Don't make that mistake again this life. Sometimes I had unrequited love this life, and it's not real happy. It's not real enjoyable not having your love returned. So be careful that you're not really falling into those unrequited love patterns this life. Make sure whoever you give your love to is going to give it back to you. Cassie Barnes, father issues. Look, they're playing out again. Like seriously, I know it feels. That's why we can't remember our past lives. You know that, or it would be kind of like it would be kind of like pointless. That's why we come here with amnesia, so we can't remember these things. But we go through the same circumstances until we're able to conquer them. So work on these issues. Kira Little. You lived in communal living. I always think of Israel when I see this card too. Like communal living. Where else do they really do communal living? I guess they did a lot of communal living in Atlantis and other places. But I always kind of think of the Middle East. Susie and Irene. Blessings and blessings. This is playing out this life too, right? Lessons and blessings. Right? That sounds kind of like what's the other word? Kind of like blessings and curses. Goes back and forth. Pick one. Lessons and blessings. I'll take the blessings. I'm done with the lessons, I feel. No, that's kind of like what we're here for, though. This isn't art school, so you're still kind of learning these lessons and blessings. And when you pass your test, you move past it, and you'll have new lessons. So you're doing really amazing. No doctor, no doctors. I know. That makes me kind of laugh. Well, would you prefer that I go to the doctor who will prescribe me something that will kill me, and then I can go eat the foods they want me to eat, at least with Roundup, that will furtherly kill me? It's kind of intriguing, too, that Monsanto Roundup is owned by the pharmaceutical companies. So they're poisoning your food, making you sick, and then selling you the cure. That's really what's going on here. So I know a lot of people still have faith in these systems, but I don't. I definitely don't. April Michelle, I just don't. I'm sorry. April Michelle, karmic relationships. Be careful these patterns aren't playing out in your life now. Karma, forgive. Karmic. Forgive and you can move on. That's really what these lessons are about, because everyone else is you a different life. So if we can't forgive, we're not forgiving ourselves on a deep level. And we all need forgiven. We all have needed forgiving at one point in our lives. So it's very important that we forgive. Teresa Ober, so are you. Imprisonment or slavery? Imprisonment or slavery, yes. It's a very real threat. A lot of us have been burned at the stake. Have been imprisoned. We know it's not a joke to go up against these systems. We know it. We know it's at stake. A lot of us have been tortured by these systems in the past, so we really know what's at stake. But this life's different. This life's different. You guys don't have to be afraid of these systems anymore. They're just going to come toppling down because there's so many people awake. Someone told me this morning that they had a Pizzagate group, and could they let me know if, the government wanted to kill them at some point? I said, no, you'll be fine. There's so many people awake and spreading information and knowledge that it's kind of like a nightmare for them. It's kind of like a nightmare for them. In the past, you have one person spreading knowledge, they would come arrest you and say you're a terrorist, etc. But now there's so many people that are awake to this stuff. The tables have kind of flipped, I said. But remember, reptiles were of the 4th density, so they might have been considered very advanced against 3rd density humans. But a lot of humans are at different levels. We're either between the 4th, 5th, and 6th density right now, a lot of us. So all of a sudden, the reptiles aren't as advanced anymore. The tables have turned. What goes up must come down. It's just the laws of the universe. So for once, we're taking back our power, and we're going to be on the power end. So we have to kind of change how we're doing things in order to make it effective. I know a lot of people say just be positive and everything will happen. Everything will happen perfect. No. It's actually going to take a lot of people working together to change things. It's not just going to, it'll just, let's ignore everything and it'll go away. Well, that didn't work. We tried that for many years and it didn't work. It just made it worse. So we really have to be proactive in the things we're doing. And we're going to do that by changing the products we're eating. We're going to do that by changing, as consumers, changing the products that we want to consume. If we stop consuming Roundup, it will go out of business. Christy Vach. Aw. Well, in your past life, you were dealing with your love life issues. So I hope that's not why, I have a feeling that's why I'm drawing you to me again. Because I'm drawing a lot of people with love life issues to me so I can help in some way. So just be aware of that. In your past life, you were definitely dealing with love life issues. Don't let it play out again this life. We can choose happiness anytime. Linda Kelly. Yes. Oh, I knew this about you, Linda. Me and my twin flame did these cards, and he got Egypt and I got Egypt. The first 2 cards we did off the deck. Immediately, back to back. Yes, we were all there. We were definitely all there. I was trying to explain that. I mean, Reiki really has been around since Lemuria. It's really like the energy healing systems they were using there. Just different names. Oh, I see Amy Michelle. Food and hunger. Yes, poverty. Now, you're dealing with a poverty mindset this life too. We all are. We all came from that poverty mindset. that 3D limited poverty mindset, some more than others, but we all came from that fear-based reptile running system that literally taught you that you would never have enough, you would be limited, you'll be sick, whatever, powerless, etc. So now we're dismantling that, we're destroying it within ourselves. So just be aware of that. I'm trying to reprogram myself and all of you guys to love in abundance. Ali Menez, finances. See how these things play out into these worlds. Yes, you're dealing with money issues of past life, and they probably continue now. We can choose to destroy these systems that are running. And we're not going to do it by going out and dismantling the government. We're going to do it on an individual basis, and then it's going to come together for a new collective. So just really be aware of these things. I already knew that. I'm trying to undo a million years of conditioning that's in my DNA, and I'm doing the same things as all you guys. I'm really trying to work on knowing that, honestly, I have everything I've ever needed, keyword not wanted, needed. Everything I've ever needed, I've always had. I've always been taken care of. So if we can differentiate between what we need and what we want, all of your needs have always been met, all the time. Vicki Willis. Forgiveness. Yes, theme of the day, forgiveness. We have to forgive each other. Some of these energies are intense for relationships. I see a lot of relationships under a lot of stress. Learn how to forgive each other, because everyone is you. This is something I was dealing with last week. Just really work on forgiveness. Sorry, my thing just skipped. I'm going to try to stay on a little longer today, though. I know, I have so many comments. It just went berserk again. Hold on. Damn. Let me see. I don't know, I'm all over the place. Oh look, Jessica Grasso. Galactic. We already knew you're a little starseed. She's from space. Angelica Safrina. Sorry, it's going crazy. Knighthood. I love this. One of my soul members, Mike, he said he was a knight too in Camelot. So I love it. A lot of people that are incarnated here were around back then, and those kind of knight kind of civilizations. Teresa Kuhn. Of course I'm called. I'm going to do a card link post on this page too after to make sure everyone gets a card. Teresa Kuhn. Phobias. Fears. Let go of fear. Then they're probably playing out. You probably have fear this life. We had to let go of fear completely. Completely, or our fears will play out. I can tell you about my whole life. I spent the first half of my life with my fears playing out. And they'll just play out. You have to face your fears to conquer them. Lee Young. I was thinking that you would get a card that just says you were a dragon in your past life. Scribe or writer. Like it would just say dragon. If I could make it up, I'm visualizing it right now. I would have a picture of the dragon. It would say you were a dragon in your past life. But close enough. You were a scribe or writer, so you were probably writing about dragons. Honestly, I forget what those fairy tales were called when I was a little kid, like the Brother Grimm fairy tales. You probably were writing those. You probably wrote those. Let's see. Michelle Cooper. I know I'm all over the place. Vows, literally. These vows, a lot of people that are really devoted to religion and things like that, literally will deal with more like spiritual kind of issues, ailments, etc. So very holy people are afflicted more. Be aware of that. Make sure you're putting yourself in white light every day. This is really unfair to me, but this is just the way the universe works. We have amnesia. We can't remember. We're of light. We can't remember where we came from. We don't remember all of our powers, and so we're kind of at a hindrance. The dark side knows exactly who you are, every detail of your past lives and everything. They have a little bit more of an advantage because they have more information about you than you know about yourself at this point. So just be aware of that. Nicole Hart. Wars and battles. Yes, we fought many wars and battles, and we learned that we just gave up our own lives. We just gave up our own lives for systems that really didn't care about us in the first place. So we learned valuable lessons, and we're in the middle of a spiritual war right now. It's my personal belief that I'm surrounded by warriors. Iris Ulrich. Trust and faith. Literally, you need to have faith and trust in the universe this life. So if you're dealing with trust and faith issues, make sure that you have that faith this life and they're not playing out. I guess that's what it comes down to, faith. A lot of the stuff that I'm around, I feel. I don't see it in a visual way. I feel it. I don't know. It's more like a knowing feeling. It's not always so obvious. Sometimes we get signs and they're just not that obvious. It could be like a feather, a penny. It could be a bird sent to you. Just sometimes the signs aren't that obvious, but they're all around you. Teresa Kuhn. Yes, I know. We do have strong energy, especially when me and my twin flame together. I use a lot of his energy because we only have one energy with healing and regard, but especially both of us together. And the reason is that when you come back together with your twin flame in union, that it's a third energy that's mixed with yours. It's a God energy that makes it so powerful. It's not my energy. It's actually a third energy that's mixed with me and my twin flames energy, kind of a triad that makes it like that. But it's really amazing. I know for a fact that you can feel energy. I'm sending you guys lots of it right now. That's why I'm very careful that I'm careful when I go live that I do it when I'm energized, and I make sure that I'm getting adequate rest and not burning myself out. So for a Thursday, I'm extra energized today. Today's my weekend, as you guys know. So I'm extra energized. Listen, biblical. I'm obsessed with I was obsessed with the Bible this life, but that's amazing. You lived there. Like you really saw it. I can't wait until you unlock all of your memories in your DNA so you can tell us the real stories of what happened, because I think it was very different to read about it and have been there. I just feel all of our history has been distorted, and that it would have been a lot different to have been there. Let's see, Isaac Swinford, Celtic. There's a lot of knowledge in those kind of religions too. Be aware of that. Or cultures, I mean. Des Ireland. High priest or priestess. I already knew this. I definitely am a high priestess. I just don't know a lot about it. You already knew this. You're a goddess. You should know that. Joshua Hitching. Keep putting yourself in white light. Like literally. I don't think people realize how powerful white light is. I don't think they realize. That's what you're going to use to protect yourself against negative entities, any kind of energetic attacks, etc. It's kind of like putting on armor every day. I'm in a ton of white light right now. Just because of my job. I'm talking about political and religious and spiritual kind of viewpoints. So that's inviting attacking, kind of. It shakes people up. People don't want to hear it. A lot of people that are stuck in that kind of their traps, whatever, they get real upset with this kind of stuff because it's against what they know. So I make sure that I put myself in white light every day. All of you guys should. All you have to do is pray and say, can you put me in white light? It's that easy and you're good. But I can tell if I forget to do it, oh my God, that just has me wide open. It has my energy wide open. You may as well just be inviting reptiles to come eat you. So it's very important you put yourself in white light when you're dealing with these spiritual kind of things. Let me remind you that any Bible story like Revelations where they were talking about good and evil and these kind of biblical visions, I've had similar ones. A lot of that times that's the Kundalini energy reaching the top of your head, and you see these kind of good and evil kind of things playing out, like actual visions. Just be aware of that. Put yourself in white light every day. You're going through a spiritual battle. It's just so important, Joshua, that you're putting yourself in white light every day while you fight this. And you're fighting yourself. That darkness is coming from within you. So you have to conquer it. And just be aware of that. You had issues with a baby in your past life, and that baby was you. You were an orphan in your past life. So that can make you feel like literally you're not connected this life with your family or whatever. Work on having a better connection with those around you. It doesn't even have to be your family. I'm connecting with all of you guys. I'm using Facebook to connect with you guys. I'm using it as a platform to do light work and to send out healing energies and to help people. So you're already connecting with the right people. It might not be your family, but you are connecting with the right people. Ryan Erickson. Persecution and inquisition, yes. Look at the resumes of the people watching with me, right? Yeah, look at our resumes. I know, insane, right? Persecution and inquisition. That's kind of puts things into perspective with what's going on here and how dangerous these systems have been in the past. We all know that there's very real consequences to going against these systems. But this is the life where we pay off our karma from Atlantis and they topple down. It's just going to happen. I'm waiting for the great catastrophe to happen, as Edgar Cayce would call it, which will be where the West Coast, part of the West Coast is actually going to go underwater. Part of the West Coast will literally be in the bed of the ocean. And when that happens, Atlantis is going to rise up off the East Coast. So this is going to happen momentarily. I'm surprised it hasn't happened like with this moon energy. Every moon energy that comes, I'm just like, and the weather gets crazy, I'm just kind of waiting for it. But we're seeing a lot of volcanic activity that kind of lines up with that fault line. So it's slowly happening, but something huge is going to happen. I'm kind of waiting for it, and it's going to lead us into this pole shift. Also, it's been known that New York City will cease to exist after a certain point too. This will happen first, and then New York will happen, but there's going to be major changes. I've posted the map of the future United States several times so everyone can see it. It's something the U.S. Navy's leaked out. They already know all this stuff. It's just been a matter of when it's going to happen. They've been waiting for this to happen since 1936. It was prophesized to happen in the year 2000. We're still kind of waiting for it. But I look at this like we're kind of like in a video game, and it's like overtime. So we're just kind of waiting for this stuff to happen. And the best thing that you can do to prepare for it is to keep your vibration high. Those with a high vibration won't be affected. Basically, the earth is purging out lower frequencies. Deanna Shaman, sending you lots of healing energy. Male, female. We have to learn how to balance the feminine and masculine energies in our body, and you're seeing so much of these kind of issues where sometimes we've had lives. I've had a life where I was a guy before. I've only had like one, and my flames only have one. We keep the same genders, and then we just kind of experiment, but that could cause a lot of confusion if you couldn't tell. If you had all of your lives as opposite sex, it might make it hard for you to identify with the sex that you are now. So just be aware of these kind of things. We've all experienced these kind of things. Sharpapas. Medicine man or woman. Amazing. Amazing. You, I want to talk to you after. Come find me. Amazing. Because you have all of that knowledge in your DNA and you're still a healer. You just have to access it. So maybe you just need some kind of training with it. That's amazing. So you're gonna wake up to all of that. So you're gonna have access to all of those memories. It's just kind of a slow process with us all getting there, but we will get there. Desiree D. Salvar, Atlantis. Yes, I know. We're all paying off karma from Atlantis, believe it or not. We all did live in Atlantis. All of us. It's the same people. We're here again. We didn't die. We're here again. We're eternal. So we're paying off karma from when we gave away our power. Same kind of situations in Atlantis, where it started out as a very spiritual place and then kind of fell. Tara Gonsalves. Authority figures. You're an indigo. Your soul isn't going to change just because you come back another life. Be aware of your kind of disdain for authority figures. Learn how to balance that. Brittany Duncan. Health. You had health issues, but you also learned how to heal from this. That's how I learned how to heal. I had very bad health issues, and it taught me a lot about medicine, alternative medicine, all sorts of stuff. So just be aware of that. You have a lot of health knowledge stored in your DNA too. I'm drawing healers to me. I'm intending to draw healers to me so that I can help raise their vibration in some way. So to make you a more effective healer. So you already have all that knowledge within you, and you already are a healer. You just really had to wake up to it. Allison McLean Walker. Greco-Roman. I always think of like the Greek gods. Greco-Roman. Aphrodite. Tony Cruz. I'm having tech difficulties, I know. Me too. But you were a monk or a nun, and that doesn't surprise me at all, because I believe that we all spent many lives as virtuous people. Definitely. I have that kind of in my soul background too, so it's kind of amazing. We're trying to live like monks this life. That's our goal. Aww. Amy Pace. Native American. And I think that's amazing. I'm so drawn to anything Native American. That is my fight also. I'm an earth sign. I'm fighting for the earth. So it's the same fight as me. I find it fascinating. I am very obsessed with like Indian prophecies. Michelle Lane Campbell. Asia. I think that's amazing. I just saw someone got a DNA test this morning and they had like 3% Asian and you could never tell. You definitely probably love sushi then. I do. I believe I live in Asia too, and I'm very drawn to their food. I could eat it like every day. Jamie Cheney. Leaving or travel? Well, that's why you're so set in one place here. You probably wanted to go see the world and did. I think that's amazing. Let me see. I don't know. I'm just lost with the names. Nicole Kajel. Angels. For sure. It's amazing how vast our souls can be. I'm also drawing a lot of indigos, angels, starseeds, all sorts of people to me. You're definitely an incarnated angel. I'm definitely drawing my own kind back to me at this point. Maria D. Leo. Well, you were a mother in your past life, and that's amazing. A lot of times we have the same children in different lives, so if you have kids now, they probably are the same kids you're dealing with from that life. I'm going to let you guys go on that note because I'm going to do a free card post on this page though, so make sure you like the page if you're just tuning on to make sure that people get a card if you didn't get one. And I am here for energy work. You can check out our site and definitely read some of the articles and kind of check it out. See you and namaste, love and light.